is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here at the Rock Salt Spa. Since 2012, they have been Denver's first salt therapy spa, providing relief and wellness for the folks here in Denver and surrounding areas. I'm here with Denise, who is the owner, founder. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. I mean, quite honestly, this was a kind of a personal journey for you, turned into a professional journey. 2010, you were looking for a little relief yourself. Tell us a little bit how you got involved.
Yeah, so in 2010, I was starting to suffer with chronic sinus issues, and I had never had those before in my life. So I went in search of trying to find something alternative that might be able to help me, and I discovered salt therapy, also known as halotherapy.
Excellent. Let me ask you this. I mean, for decades, we have known that what we put in our body affects our health and our wellness. We're now learning that basically just the environment that we're in can affect our health as well. Tell me about negative ion. What is a negative ion environment that you've created here?
Yeah, so it's very similar to if you climb a mountain and you have that euphoric feeling at the top of a mountain, or when you're standing by a waterfall. The same types of things are happening with the negative ion environment. It's telling the body it's happy, it's peaceful, it's calm, it's neutral, is a term I like to use.
Something us folks in Colorado really love. We love getting outdoors and experiencing that. You can come in here and experience it now. A lot of therapies out there across Denver. I mean, I'm very proud of the fact that we're looking at a lot of alternative wellness here in Denver, which is kind of exciting. Share with us one of the therapies that maybe a lot of people haven't heard of, which is halotherapy. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so halotherapy was discovered hundreds of years ago in the Poland and Russia regions. And it was discovered as the miners would go down into the salt mines themselves, and they would be down doing their mining for days and days and sometimes weeks. And when they would come back up above the surface, they realized that their respiratory issues were diminished. So that's really where it began. And the United States is now picking up, and we were one of the first 25 across the United States. And now there's over 160 of them nationwide. So United States is really understanding how to use it more properly. And it's calming for the body, cleansing and natural. And again, creating that euphoric sort of feeling. I've had a lot of people come out the door and say, do people feel happier? And I say, yes, it absolutely can make you happier.
So we're talking about an environment that we're definitely breathing in air that is quite a bit different than we're finding outside here. I mean, are there actual particles that we're breathing in? Explain that a little bit to us.
There will be a little bit of residual out here because we have to dust quite often because the particles are everywhere. But most of the therapy happens in the two rooms themselves.
One of the things I'm impressed with is the fact that this is a kind of therapy that you really don't have to do anything. It's not like you're going to go work out or you're going to go digest something. Quite honestly, you're just breathing. And therefore, a lot of the relief people have been experiencing is folks that have like asthma or even bronchitis or any of these type of breathing conditions. Share with me a few more there.
Asthma actually is one of our big ones. Chronic coughs that are unexplained and untreatable. Sometimes in the drier climate, we'll see people move here from near Florida or California, and they're used to the salty air near them. And they move to a dry climate such as this, and they develop a cough. So we've been able to resolve that pretty easily in a handful of sessions. Spouses who snore, we do a lot of that, so we help marriages stay together because people aren't having
That's got to keep people happy right there, just the fact that you're helping out with snoring.
Yes, absolutely. And then chronic sinus infections. For me, that's where I first got into it. So for me, that was a biggie because to live like that and all they ever want to do is put prednisone towards you. And I didn't do well. My body didn't process prednisone very well. So for me, it was a big saving grace, and I don't even have to do neti pots any longer.
Wow. So we're talking people with allergies. What about even the common cold or flu? I mean, if people come in here and walked out saying, hey, seems to have helped.
Absolutely. So my immune system is the strongest it's ever been, and I was a very sick baby and had bronchitis and pneumonia a lot as a baby. I haven't been sick in 4.5 years. So what I can attest to is that your immune system does improve and the strength of it increases. People can darn near cough on me and I won't get sick. So it's helpful for air flights. When you're breathing, the recycled air on airplanes, I have a lot of people who fly internationally. This is their first stop when they come back home.
That is great. So not only are we breathing this in, but also, we're in an environment here where basically our skin can absorb this, even our nerves or even our bones. Have you had experiences with people as far as skin goes?
Absolutely. So my favorite story is a gentleman who came to us and had gone through 16 months of testing, and the doctors were not able to find out what his skin disorder was. But he itched and scratched and could not, his quality of life was just really poor. And this was a last-ditch effort, and we hear that a lot, last-ditch effort. And I'm so glad for them to find us as their last-ditch effort, because in most of the cases, we're able to help turn it around. That gentleman got relief within about 3 or 4 sessions.
That is amazing, and I'm sure you felt great about that. Probably exciting for you to hear some of these stories. Not only do you offer one room here, but you actually offer 2. Let's start off with the first one and tell me, the room 1 is more of a quiet room, an adult environment, I'd say.
Correct. We use the first room is our quiet meditative room. Folks can sit in there and listen to their own guided meditation. We do play light music in the background, preferably adults in that session, although we do have some younger kids that are mature enough that they're able to be in there. And read a book. You can read a book, just any quiet activity. Some artists sometimes like to draw. I've had tattoo artists who come up with brilliant ideas and sketch them. So we've had just about everything, but some people just choose for quiet and silence.
Not to mention, I imagine you could go in there and fall asleep pretty heavily, maybe snore a little bit. So good idea to bring some headphones as well, maybe to bring in your music. Let's talk about the second room there. That is more of a family room or even a group room where conversation can take place, or even that of children.
Absolutely. So we treat all ages, and I say the youngest baby we've had is 4 months old. Typically, the pediatricians will recommend 6 months, though we will have some that will say that it's okay for them to come younger, so 4 months old, and I think our oldest has been 104. So we span the whole age range of from babies to seniors. And in the family room, people can visit. We often use it for book clubs, so it's a unique space for book clubs to come and not have to have a noisy restaurant, and they can treat their respiratory tract as well as getting the book discussed. So it's more of an active, talking community room where kids are welcome. And we also do massage in that room as well.
Interesting. Let's the session itself, just so the viewers will understand. How long of a session are we talking about here? Do you go in for close to an hour, or how does that work?
Exactly. It's 45 minutes is a normal session, though we do offer people to stay longer if they're really trying to treat a deep cough or something that they've had a hard time getting loosened up. If they're on the beginning stages of a cold or a flu, sometimes we'll offer them even an extra 15 or 20 minutes as part of what they pay. So long as we've got the space available, we'll always treat you a little bit longer if we can. And that extra 15, 20 minutes can just sort of kickstart the body into using the salt a little bit more efficiently.
One of the things when I go in to try alternative wellness, I actually, a lot of folks can go in the room and maybe not really feel anything, but later on start feeling some of the results. I like to actually feel something. I like when it feels like something's really going on. What are some of the things you hear that people go through?
Well, that's a great question because everybody is different. Every body is different. Every person is different. So some people will get results immediately, and that can come in the form of mucus draining from the nose. They can get a cough loosened up, and even pollution. So it's great for keeping the respiratory tract clean just from the pollution. So some people will cough stuff up immediately. My results typically come the next day. So I will just tell our clients, you may get immediate results. People who have migraines, fabulous. fabulous for migraines. No need to suffer. You can absolutely get relief. I had a lady who came to the high altitude, she was visiting a friend in the neighborhood, and she was suffering from a bad migraine headache that she could not have any light. And her neighbor happened to walk by and said, would this help for migraines? And I said, it's worth $20 to try, because that's what the first time price is. So she brought her over, and that lady got relief in 10 minutes. So that was an immediate effect. When she came out, she said to me, you saved my vacation, because she was here for 3 days visiting. So people can get immediate results all the way to maybe you don't notice it for 2 or 3 sessions. It depends on your hydration level. It depends on how responsive your body is overall.
Like you said, everybody is different, so it's kind of interesting what you go through in there. One of the buzzwords that we hear a lot in the medical world as far as wellness goes is inflammation. I mean, that is something that we're learning that can really affect our health. I know when we sprain our arm or sprain our foot or something, we soak our feet or we soak it, get rid of the inflammation. This is almost like getting rid of inflammation from within.
Yes, that is absolutely true. So it's taking out the inflammation on the systemic level inside of the body. So what we know is that the foods, the environment we live in, we have all these conditions that are inflaming the insides of our body. And I like to read a lot of medical journals and medical studies. And what we're finding is that most everything wrong with society comes from inside inflammation. So why wouldn't you use something so simple and peaceful and relaxing to kind of take out that inflammation and allow your body to, what I call, right the wrongs? So you're giving it the space to be able to right the wrongs and clean and heal itself.
It is great because we're talking about a safe alternative. Any age can go in and experience this. That's pretty exciting. The family that salts together stays together. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see basically is their website. On the website, first of all, the best thing to do is click there and you can actually book right online. If you're not sure if this is something that would work for you, come on in, speak to the folks here, or give them a call on the phone. Definitely we'll set up a little consultation for you, explain what you're going to be experiencing. And like they said, they run quite a few specials out there, especially if it's your first time. You want to maybe bring in a friend and get a great special there. That's one way to do that as well. Obviously, you're creating a really an environment within each one of those rooms, but yet your whole entire place is an environment of relaxation. When I walk through the door, it's like, slow down and take a little bit of time for yourself. You have now utilized massage with that as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do. We offer massage therapy both in a massage room, which we call our premier, and that's most cost effective for people to be able to do an hour massage and then 45 minutes of salt therapy separate. So they get an hour and 45 minutes of treatment for the best dollar value. And then you can upgrade to a VIP massage, and we do that in our salt room. So we combine them together, and we can do that for singles or for couples.
That is great. So you can come on in, maybe get your helotherapy before and then get a massage, or you can get it after, or you can really feel like a VIP and get it all in one shot.
Absolutely, yes.
I love that. This was a personal journey, like we said, for you, something that you experienced and you really wanted to share with others. Now that you look back and you began this back in 2010, just learning about it yourself, has it been rewarding for you seeing and hearing all the different stories of people that have been helped?
Amazing. I get to do this every single day, and from little girls. I had one little girl who suffered from really bad asthma, and she was about 8 years old, and the kids always have a soft spot for me. And she said when she came out of her very first session, she said, "Grandma, it feels like I had a bath on my insides and I was born again." So she went back to her lungs feeling as fresh as they were when she was born. So I love it. I absolutely love it. From success story to success story, I could bore you with stories of how many people have gotten some relief. And even if it's just the happiness factor, I'll take it, right? Because we need happiness in society more and more every day. So I love it.
Viewers also make sure to check them out on Facebook there, like them. They're going to give you some insights of a lot of the experiences that have gone on here, some of the results, and also a lot of the events they have going on from time to time. Share with me on the weekends a little something special going on in the back room. Explain.
Yes, on Saturday mornings we offer reflexology along with the salt therapy for $1 a minute. People love it. So you can add that on. You can pick your amount of time. So if you only want 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you pick your budget. And we run out of time. So book ahead with that, but you can combine those together and relax in our meditative quiet room with the reflexology.
Excellent. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their contact information. Basically, you can come on down. Great parking right out in front. You can wheel right in, walk right in. This is a place that is set up to relax you, take a little bit of time for yourself. This began back in 2012, the Rock Salt Spa. Breathe easier today. This is Gary Atanu with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.